Hey, this is John, and I'm going to go over a few updates to the Chinook website. So I'm mainly going to focus on the member pages right now. So profile pages related to creating your own dogs, kennel, all sorts of stuff like that. So the main page itself hasn't changed too much when it comes to looks. There's a number of things that have changed on the back end to make sure everything functions correctly, and we'll go over those in just a few minutes. So I'm first going to log in, and I'm going to enter in a username here, and then I'm going to incorrectly log in, so it gives me some feedback, tells me that I can hit this button, and if I lost my password, I can just enter in my username or email and it'll send me a new password. So this is a nice improvement from what we have currently. Also, the usernames, when a user first registers, they'll be able to pick their own username, which is different than it is currently, where we assign one for them, and then it makes it difficult for folks to remember their names. So we're going to log in with the correct username this time. And then the first thing it does is it takes us to this kind of activity page. So there's a few things that we got here for free, and I'll kind of briefly hit over those, and then there's some bigger things related to My Chinooks, especially a little bit with kennels, that we'll talk about that's more specific for our site. So under activity, we've got kind of the most recent activity. There's a number of different things that we can explore a little bit later. The entire system has a messaging system, a group creation system, all built in, which could be very useful for some folks. So then we're going to go to profile. So I have my basic name that I entered in when I first registered. This looks like it's Christy's page. And then I can edit that real easily. Just go to edit, change everything. I can also change my profile photo. So I can drag and drop, or I can select a file right here. I also could use my camera right now. So I could take a picture and save it. So then it's up there. You can delete it, of course, if you don't like it. So that's not Christy, so I'm going to delete that. So then I go into My Chinooks. So Christy has a whole bunch of Chinooks right here that are apparently hers, but this just shows, there's not really any limit to the number of dogs you can create. And you can go, we have a nice big picture so you can see them all in one place, and you can click on a dog to get more information about it. You can go back and forth, you can see all the different dogs that Christy has here. I can see specific information. This information is dynamically populated, so basically if you have an item that didn't have anything in it, so for example, we've got pen hip information here about Jag, but I don't have anything for looks like OFA. So since I didn't actually choose anything, it doesn't show up, so it kind of helps make those pages a little bit easier to digest when you're looking at an individual dog's page. We've also got a couple little helper text here, so UKC titles, some of the more generic ones. Working dog program, nice little kind of helper list when members are filling that information out. So I'm going to go back to, let's go to kennel now. We'll create a dog in just a few minutes, but we'll kind of run through all this. So we've got our kennel right here. So Christy is a breeder member, so she has this option. If she wasn't, she wouldn't have the kennel option at all. And this is still kind of under construction a little bit. You can edit again the same way. You'll be able to add a litter, and that'll be placed down here as well. Several different things, notifications, friends, groups. Messages is kind of an interesting one. So if I want to compose a message to someone, if I had any friends, then it would, I believe, give me some of that information. We'll just do that. We'll send that message to my friend here. So we get a success message. We'll check on that in just a minute. We go over to forums here. So forums, these aren't the overall forums. These are specific forums that I as a user care about. So I started or I participated in some way. Those are going to show up here. And then I can go to settings. change things like my password. I can change what types of email the website is going to send me. So if there's, a message that was sent through the website, am I going to get an email about it or not? I can control all that stuff from here. And then I'm going to go ahead and log out now. So, and log back in as a different user. Now when I log in, since I'm an admin, it does it a little differently, so I'll just use this and jump to my page. So I don't have much going on. I can see that my message now shows as 1, so I have that new message from Christy, so that's just showing that that all is working nicely. I can of course go to my profile. I can go to my Chinooks, which it doesn't look like I don't have any Chinooks right now, so I am going to add a dog. So first I'm going to choose a picture of my dog. So let's choose this picture of Chinook, and I'll press upload. So then it puts that picture of Chinook right there. I have to enter in a couple pieces of information, and then the rest is all optional. So it's really just UKC and call name are required, I believe. And then I press save. Oh, I must not have changed anything. So he's there now. So we can click, and let's say I didn't like his picture. So I'm going to go into edit, and then I can change his photo, maybe to this photo right here. So now he's all updated, and there we are. So again, I can go into kennel, and I can go in edit information. Maybe I didn't know my website at the time. So lots of good information there. Next thing I want to do is I'm going to log out real quick. Now I'm going to go back to the main page. So one thing that we kind of put into place here is the ability to restrict people that aren't logged in, restrict them from seeing certain things. So if I wanted to look at Kiki right here, I click on her picture, and this isn't exactly what the page will look like, but this is just to show an example of basically certain areas of the website are restricted. So things especially that would be restricted would be like membership directory from everybody. Forums would be restricted, at least certain ones, and other things. But basically just showing that we have the power to restrict what we want and give access to what we want as well. So a couple things on this main page. So member dogs, you'll notice this is something that was fixed up on the back end. It wasn't working completely correctly before, but now it's using those pictures that I've put in here using the system that I just showed you. So it just rotates through all the different pictures. There's only about 15 dogs right now, but it'll rotate through every time the page is loaded essentially. So, and then the other thing here, new litters, all this is updated dynamically, showing us the litters that are happening not too far away from now. This is just dummy data, but if that kennel put in their website, then I can click on their the link and go directly to their website. The COA forums has also been wired in here, so these are all actually posts from the forum. So some of these you see are 3.5 years old from the old forums, but I can click on an individual one of these and go right to that particular post if I want. So if something was interesting to me, I can start reading about it. I can also go to the forums overall, which I don't have these all styled how I'd like them just yet. But basically this just shows that everything's accessible, and these will be locked down eventually once that's all put together. But ideally you'd only be able to get in here and if you were logged in, and you certainly, even right now, I can't post anything unless I'm logged in anyway. So we could figure out what type of access we want to grant. Maybe sometimes it's read-only, sometimes it's completely restricted. We have the power to do all of that basically. So that's pretty much pretty much it. A couple things I'm working on right now is trying to get some content over and onto the site. So for example, you know, pulling the content from the old site into the new. So this just has board of directors, a couple little interactions I was working on. So we'll be able to go to, you know, board meeting minutes, and instead of having menu items, up here, having a whole bunch of different menu items for all the different documents you can go to, you know, we'll have them all listed here, and you can easily jump, you know, move up and down this list. There's this is just kind of thrown together right now, but again, showing some different interactions. So this is a gallery, so I can click this button and, you know, see different information, different images. If we had a bunch of images we wanted for a particular page or post, you know, all that is a part of this, and we can use this throughout the website. So that's about it. That's what we've going on right now. I may or may not have shown the search function before, so you know, if I wanted to search for the board of directors, I can press enter, and then I can see, oh, well, this page right here, what does this get me? I can go to this page, and then it takes me here. So very powerful search, can search the entire website. And that is about it. Thanks.